So, Sage, one of the things that I found so fascinating when I first met you and looking at your background is in media.
hmm
I'd love to hear your take on how that's evolved because I think we're all on display now, and certainly with everyone's a citizen reporter kind of an idea. What's your thoughts on this concept of media now and being prepared as a business owner, even or as a person on the street? Somebody might come up to you and you're on camera right now.
And odds are they will. You think of any type of a scene you might come across, whether it's an accident, a robbery, a fire, whatever. What's the first thing people do? Pull
Mm.
out their phones. We've all got that technology at our fingertips. And so they're
Mhm.
going to pull out their phones and they're going to film that. And people are looking for that, right? They're likely to go to
Yeah.
those social channels and look for that original content as opposed to some of the more formal locations that we've seen before. And so I think it's one where, as a business owner, it's really important to be prepared and maybe know some of the pitfalls that you could get into. And it's being able to understand what type of a situation you're going to potentially see on
Mhm.
camera, how to navigate that, and what not to do is often the biggest thing. We'll see people, somebody coming at them with a camera in your face. Your reaction is you want to grab it.
Yeah.
No, don't do that, right? That's not going to fare
Yeah.
well. And so again, it's really being able to be prepared on how to handle that and almost welcome it sometimes as a business owner in a good situation,
Mhm.
right? Where people might capture a really great moment. And so you want to make sure that you are looking at your business, at your environment through that lens and seeing if somebody came in here today
Yeah.
and filmed my business environment, what would they capture? And is that something I want out there that everyone is going to see? Is it going to become a viral moment? And is it going to be good for me or bad for my business?
And that's a real something to think about. So I know that you've done media training your whole career. You've done some with BS. What would, if I were anybody and I was like, you know what, I think our team, our organization, our business, we need some media training. What would that, what would that look like?
Yeah, so it's one where when people reach out, oftentimes they're going to have their CEO or their directors reach out and have that media training. But oftentimes we say it's beneficial for at least some of the key leaders in the organization. Because again, what if that
Mhm.
CEO, what if that director is away
Yeah.
and you've got an issue or a crisis moment? You don't have
Yeah.
anyone else who is media trained. And being media trained really helps you feel comfortable and confident
Yeah.
in front of the camera, whether it is a citizen reporter
Right.
a professional member of the media. And as well, it really helps you navigate how to have those good conversations, how to navigate some of the difficult questions, and how to make sure that your message gets out the right way. It's really easy to say the wrong thing. And so it really helps you just put that lens on of how am I going to say this? How am I going to say it in the right way? How am I going to say it effectively and make sure that my intended message gets across?
And what about the comment of no comment? What do you think about
Yes, yeah, I
that?
do hate that one. That is a person hate because again, it is just it shuts things down and
Yeah.
rarely does it ever make the person saying it look good. We've seen there's a
Yeah.
lot of famous videos out there. People are saying no comment, hand in front of the camera. That's not going to fare well usually for that
Yeah.
person. There are different ways that you can say it. There are different ways that you can
Okay.
say that you don't want to talk about a certain subject and be able to steer that conversation to a different way. Sometimes you have to say, unfortunately, if it's a situation where I can't provide any additional information right now on what I've already provided. I want to
Yeah.
hear that. I want to understand that,
Yeah.
provide that for you. I don't have that at my fingertips right now. What I can tell you is, and whatever it is that
Right.
you've got right now. So it's definitely not my personal fave and not one I'm going to teach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think to your comment about, yeah, the key leaders, but sometimes it might be that the camera goes in front of some staff member. And I see there being some benefit to everybody having at least an understanding of what the media is and how to navigate it at whatever level. Because again, if it's the entry level staff member that's walking out the building and the whole media team or people with their phones, if they're not prepared, I feel like that would feel terrible for them as well,
Oh,
even if they're
absolutely.
not the spokesperson necessarily.
Yeah, and I think with that media training, you're helping prepare your team. Should the media call?
Yes.
Should they show up? Oftentimes they're going to be very respectful and ask. But again, it's how do you navigate those? How do you let them know what they can and can't do, who can speak and who can't? So, really, even just being able to respond to the media when they do reach out and ask is a skill set, right? Or not know how to navigate it. So, that can be a huge piece as well.
And that's the skill building that we talk about all
Mhm.
over. If you're, and to your comments about planning and things like that, if you have a plan, you understand the dynamic and you a little bit prepared, then you're not acting in a fear state.
Exactly.
You can be a little more thoughtful and thinking your way through it and prepared. I
Yeah,
love
just
that.
like you're an expert in the profession that you've
Yes.
chosen, right? This
Yeah.
allows you to be a bit of an expert in how am I going to be the face of that profession? How am I going to be the
Mhm.
face of my business? What kind of a face am I putting out there? Just like you put all that work into your website, some of your social
Yeah.
channels, the
Yeah.
storefront, if you have them, the training for your staff.
Yeah.
This is one piece that is just an extension of that. This is the polish that you're going to put on it.